The Viltrox Pro lineup finally comes to full frame, and today I'm going to review the Viltrox 85mm f1.4 Pro lens. I'm glad they brought the Pro line to the full frame cameras, and I can't wait to see what Pro lenses will come out next. My name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and I review gear on this channel. If you like my content, subscribe, this will help me grow the channel faster. I love using 85mm lenses in my travels. Short telephotos are very versatile, also great for street photography, and the fast aperture of f1.4 makes them great for low light and separating subjects. I use this lens in two different locations, Llanes, a beautiful seaside town from the north of Spain, and Oviedo, the capital of Asturias, with the latest firmware update, so the autofocus is going to behave differently than the previous videos you saw. The Viltrox 85mm f1.4 Pro lens deserves the Pro badge when it comes to build quality. It has a metal body with a metal mount that is splash and dust resistant. Also, the front element has a coating that repels water. On the metal mount you can see a rubber gasket and a USB Type-C port for future updates. But you can also update these lenses via Bluetooth with the Viltrox app. Install the app, turn on your camera with the lens attached, and the app should detect the lens. This works just with some lenses. The focus ring is big and nice to use, it turns smoothly and it is well damped. The aperture ring has clicks and I can't wait for this lens to come out for the Z-mount. But you can also declick it with the switch here, so you can use the lens for video. Even if you declick the aperture ring when you put it in auto mode, it locks in place with a firm click. Now you can control the aperture from the camera. On the same side with the aperture ring click switch you can find an AF/MF switch and a nice and firm function button that can be very helpful. The design of the lens is really nice and simple, no big branding, everything feels premium, the switches, the finish and the big and deep lens hood, which again is good quality. The filter thread is 77mm and the minimum focus distance is 79 cm. Good, but more on this later. The optical design is 15 elements in 11 groups with 3 ED, 9 HR and 1 UA glass for the best performance. The lens weighs 800 grams, a bit on the heavy side, but with all those glass elements inside it is normal. Wait until you see the image quality. Also, this lens costs only $599. The autofocus motor of this lens is a dual hyper VCM system and with the latest firmware works really fast, as you can see here. While I used the lens in the north of Spain, I never had a missed shot with this lens. The video autofocus works really well in my opinion. Accurate and smooth. You can also see a bit of rain, so the weather still worked well in light rain. Too bad that the lens suffers from moderate focus breathing. This is going to annoy some videographers. Flares. For an 85mm f1.4, this lens performs well in my opinion. You get some flares and a bit of contrast loss, but only if you shoot against a powerful source of light. With the lens hood on, I never had a problem, and the flares look great in my opinion. When it comes to chromatic aberrations, great news, I didn't see any purple fringing in my photos, just a bit of loca, longitudinal chromatic aberrations. And this wide open, stop down to f2.8 and they go away. Distortion, just a bit of pincushion distortion, which is really hard to see in real world examples, so it is not going to be a problem. Now let's talk about image quality, sharpness and contrast. This baby is really sharp in the middle of the frame starting from f1.4 and the contrast is great. The mid frame looks great as well. The corners are slightly softer than the center and darker from vignetting, but while shooting in the real world I was never bothered by the corners. Stopping down to f2.8 makes the whole image great. The corners are closer to the center now, but not perfect. They get perfect at f4. But I am talking about the far corners. Like all lenses, if you stop down to f5.6, the image looks perfect from corner to corner. On higher megapixel cameras, this lens will perform differently. This lens can give you some decent looking sun stars if you stop down to f11 or further. The best results are at f16. The bokeh of the lens looks great in my opinion, with a swirl effect sometimes, and the transition from in-focus to out-of-focus is nice and smooth, as you can see in these photos here. Now let's take a look at the bokeh balls. Bokeh is subjective in my opinion, so I would like to hear your thoughts on this subject in the comments below. I love how this lens renders colors, and I enjoyed using it on a foggy day in Llanes. Fog and sun at the same time can create some surreal images, and this lens performed great while I used it in fog. Really happy with the autofocus. The minimum focus distance, as I said earlier, is 79 centimeters. Decent for a lens like this. At f1.4 the image is a bit soft but usable. Stopping down to f2.8 makes the image sharper with better contrast. Overall, a great new addition to the Pro line and Viltrox line of lenses. Super well built, love the aperture ring with clicks, fast reliable autofocus, and the image quality is great. This lens is going to make a lot of photographers really happy because it also has a great price of $599. I think Viltrox is killing it lately. Great budget lenses, the Air series, the Pro lenses are very well priced and they went for the upper tier level as well with the Lab series. Well done Viltrox. I really hope Viltrox is going to make a zoom lens soon. That would be awesome. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Some of you watch my videos but haven't subscribed yet. Subscribing really helps the channel grow and makes more lens and camera reviews possible. I truly appreciate it because I'm working on making this channel my full-time job. Also, if you want to support the channel even more, use the links in the description at no extra cost to you. Thank you for watching, I hope this video was helpful, see you next time.